What if your smartphone wasn't just a tool, but a partner that learned, adapted, and grew smarter every day you used it? That's the bold promise behind the Google Pixel 10 Pro. For the first time, Google isn't selling you a phone based on how many megapixels it has or how fast the processor runs. Instead, it's offering you an experience powered by AI that could completely change the way you think about smartphones. But is the Pixel 10 Pro truly the dawn of a new era, or just another shiny experiment from Google? Let's break it down. Before we dive in, please don't forget to subscribe to Tech Insights. That way, you'll never miss a daily update on the latest in the world of tech. The Pixel 10 Pro isn't just another flagship launch, it's Google's loudest statement yet about the future of technology. For years, the Pixel series has carried a reputation for clean Android software, incredible cameras, and Google's quirky innovations. But it also carried frustrations, underpowered processors, weaker battery life compared to competitors, and the feeling that Google never quite wanted to compete at the very top. With the Pixel 10 Pro, that narrative changes. This time, Google is aiming directly at Apple and Samsung, but it's doing so on its own terms. From the moment you unbox it, the Pixel 10 Pro feels intentional. The design hasn't changed dramatically from the Pixel 9 series. The signature camera bar still runs across the back, now with a sleeker matte finish and new colors that look modern yet understated. At 6.3 inches, the display strikes the perfect balance. Not oversized like some Ultra models, not too small for productivity. The OLED panel delivers 120Hz refresh peak brightness that competes with the iPhone 16 Pro and support for HDR 10x content. Watching movies, gaming, or even just scrolling through social feeds feels incredibly fluid. But again, this isn't where Google wants the spotlight. The magic lies beneath the surface. And that brings us to the Tensor G5 chip. If you're expecting Google to finally beat Apple's A series or Qualcomm's Snapdragon on raw power, stop right there. That's not the goal. The Tensor G5 isn't about topping benchmark charts. It's about making AI run so seamlessly that you forget you're even using it. Every single feature in the Pixel 10 Pro is tied to this philosophy. Think of it less as a chip and more as the brain that powers an AI-first smartphone. So what does this look like in real-world use? Let's start with one of the most practical examples: communication. Imagine being in a meeting with colleagues who speak multiple languages. Instead of relying on translation apps, the Pixel 10 Pro can now translate in real time during calls, both your voice and theirs, directly through the phone system. It doesn't just throw words on a screen, it synthesizes the translated speech in natural tones, making conversations smoother and less awkward. Now, it's not flawless yet, but the very fact that this is even possible in 2025 is a glimpse into where smartphones are headed. Photography, of course, remains Google's crown jewel. But the Pixel 10 Pro introduces something new: Camera Coach. Instead of simply capturing what you see, it actively helps you improve the shot, suggesting angles, better lighting, and even posing tips. If you've ever struggled to get the perfect Instagram picture, this is like having a mini photographer built into your phone. Combine this with Google's computational photography engine, a 50MP main sensor, an upgraded ultrawide, and a 5x telephoto lens, and you've got one of the most versatile camera systems ever put in a smartphone. The results are sharper in low light, colors are richer without looking artificial, and zoom shots remain detailed even at crazy ranges. Now let's talk about Pro Zoom, a feature Google is heavily marketing. The Pixel 10 Pro allows up to 100x digital zoom, assisted by AI. And while you might think, great, another blurry mess, Google's approach is smarter. Instead of inventing details out of thin air, it layers multiple frames, processes them with machine learning, and offers you both an AI-processed and an untouched version of the photo. That way you can decide whether you want the polished, AI-enhanced shot, or the raw original. No other smartphone gives you that kind of choice right now. But here's where things get interesting. The Pixel 10 Pro isn't just about giving you fancy features to play with, it's about changing how you interact with your phone daily. Take Magic Queue, for example. This feature proactively surfaces information you need in the moment. Say a friend texts, "When are you landing?" Instead of searching your emails or opening your airline app, Magic Queue already has your flight info ready, with one tap access to share it. This isn't just a gimmick, it's Google's vision of making the phone feel like an assistant that works with you, not just for you. Of course, no phone is perfect, and the Pixel 10 Pro does face criticism. Let's start with performance. While the Tensor G5 chip is optimized for AI, gamers looking for maximum frame rates in heavy titles like Genshin Impact or Fortnite will notice the difference compared to a Snapdragon 8 Elite-powered phone. If you're a hardcore gamer, this isn't the phone for you. Similarly, while the 5000 mAh battery and 45W charging are solid, they don't beat the fastest charging phones from China, which can top up in under 30 minutes. And yes, early adopters have reported that AI features like real-time call translation sometimes stumble with accuracy. These are the kinds of growing pains that come with being on the cutting edge. But here's the thing, Google isn't trying to out Samsung or out Apple. It's carving its own lane. And for many people that's enough. The Pixel 10 Pro is less about raw specs and more about redefining the smartphone experience through intelligence. If Apple makes the most polished phones and Samsung makes the most feature-packed ones, Google is trying to make the smartest. And in many ways this strategy is working. Let's take Pixel Snap, Google's new magnetic charging and accessory system. It's essentially Google's answer to Apple's MagSafe, but with an open approach. Third-party manufacturers can build Pixel Snap accessories without the tight restrictions Apple imposes. That means in a few months, we'll likely see an entire ecosystem of Pixel Snap wallets, chargers, car mounts, and gaming grips, giving the Pixel 10 Pro not just more convenience but also more personality. Durability has also taken a step forward. The Pixel 10 Pro comes with Gorilla Glass Victus 2, an aluminum frame and IP68 water and dust resistance. Drop tests show it holds up better than many previous Pixels, though again, no phone is unbreakable. That's why Google bundles free 1-year screen replacement with early pre-orders, showing it knows durability still matters to customers. Now let's talk about the software promise. Google has committed to 7 years of OS and security updates. That's as long as Apple's iPhones, and longer than most Android rivals. This means that if you buy the Pixel 10 Pro today, you could realistically still be getting new features and security patches in 2032. That's not just good value, it's also a major step towards sustainability. Instead of replacing phones every 2 or 3 years, users can keep them longer without falling behind. But will people buy into this vision? That's the million-dollar question. The Pixel brand has always been niche compared to Samsung or Apple. Even with strong reviews, sales have historically lagged behind. The Pixel 10 Pro, priced above $1,000, is a bold ask in a competitive market. But Google is betting that customers who care about smarter features, longevity, and clean Android will see the value. So where does this leave us? The Pixel 10 Pro isn't the fastest phone, it isn't the cheapest phone, and it doesn't have the absolute best battery life. But it might just be the smartest phone you can buy today. And that, in itself, is enough to make it one of the most exciting devices of 2025. At the end of the day, the Pixel 10 Pro is more than a smartphone. It's Google's vision of what the future of mobile technology should look like. A future where AI isn't just an add-on, but the core of the experience. Whether you buy into that vision depends on what you value most. If you want bragging rights for the highest benchmark scores, this isn't your phone. But if you want a device that feels like it genuinely makes your life easier, then the Pixel 10 Pro might be exactly what you've been waiting for. So what do you think? Is the Pixel 10 Pro the future of smartphones, or is Google asking us to pay premium prices for experiments? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Tech Insights for daily deep dives into the world of tech.